Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM23 Youth Factory. This is episode number 19. It's the final match of the regular season, the league season. We have one thing left to play for. The title was wrapped up quite a while ago, but today we are playing for the sentiment, the landmark of reaching 100 points. As Atkins gets called for a foul on that one, and it looked like he swept his leg through and won the ball, but maybe he got the man instead and the guy just poked the ball away. Not what it had looked like. But anyway, as we're taking this one on, this is all about trying to get to that 100 points. We sit on 99 right now. 100 points seems pretty likely under the circumstances, but one reality that has been talked about in the last couple of episodes, so I'm sure by now you're familiar with it, but one reality we are facing is that we are not the dominant force that we've been in the prior seasons. And, we're on the verge of losing, 4 players? So, big changes coming to the roster. And already as it is, as Trainer gets us that 1-0 lead here on the half-hour mark. We've taken 8 poor results this season. Now, this is our 38th league match. And we have, of course, played certainly more than a dozen, minimum dozen cup matches, as we've had 3 cup tournaments that we've been a part of. And we're into the final for one, so we still have a final to play this season as Bick makes it to his 42nd goal of the season. And that is probably going to already just about put this match away, though there's enough time. 3 minutes separating these goals, though, so we are all over them at the moment. Certainly carrying the momentum here. Oh, bad giveaway there. Thought we had recovered. We don't. He gets the chance. He gets the shot off. We tighten the angle up, force him to go near post. So Penreese is able to react well to that and makes the save. Remains 2-0 as we approach halftime. They, for the first time, now in desperation mode, down a couple goals, have been more attacking as that free kick goes wide of the mark. And we've recovered the momentum. One thing I have done today is I've given the start to Mortland. I've given the start to Webb, guys that are going to be forced to step up and play next season. Though Thornhill is still an option, I'm really thinking Mortland might be my guy going forward. That's still not everybody, right? Penreese is in there for one. But trying to change up that squad a little bit and start giving them that little bit of extra playing time right here at the end of the season in a match like this one that doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter that we get to 102 points. It doesn't matter that we get to 100 points. The 99 we have already wraps up that title, and therefore fairly meaningless game. Speaking of, I've got a couple guys that we may want to sub on here in the final minutes, as Aaron Ashley. Weird sequence there. You don't see it very well, but we are zonal marking, and we just completely missed the ball. Just completely missed. Keeper comes out to punch it away, misses that, and then the defense misses the ball as well. It's just a comedy of errors there, but we reseal the match by getting back up by 2 goals here. So as this game prepares to draw to a close, the league part, okay, great. We got 102 points. But we've taken 3 draws. We've taken 2 losses. We took 2 losses in 2 of the cup competitions, and we took a draw in the FA Cup before we had a replay victory. In all, that's 8 non-victories that we've had this season. Last year we had a 1 draw, 1 loss. Season before we had a single draw. That's been it. Everything else was wins along the way. So we are already finding it more difficult at this level. We're now going to lose 4 players heading up to the next tier. 4 key players. 4 of our 6 best, was it? Is that where we're at on that? And easily could lose more in the coming transfer window. as we approach the new season. So depending on how that all goes, we could be in for certainly a trickier next season. And I really figured we were still 2 or 3 tiers away before we'd really start to find it difficult. I do have close to 2 million, and I'm thinking that it might be time to either improve those training facilities again or potentially increase the size of the stadium to help improve the revenue long term. With a different number of league games, the exact number is different, but one thing that we did play for the last 2 seasons was for either getting just below or above that +3 matching the points, right? So whatever points we had a goal differential to match it. Last year we were above it. This year, 17 below. Out of a 38 match season, I mean, that's nearly a half a goal per match worse than we were a year ago. Again, another sign that we are finding life a bit more difficult. How much will the impact of those lost players hold us back? FC Bristol, the team that finished second in the league behind us. And if you remember, it was a 2-horse race. The two of us were well ahead of the 3rd place team. That's the opponent. That's the opponent that we're going to play in the Les Phillips Cup final here today. So it's not a mighty tall order. It's still our level. But if there's one team at this level that is capable of coming away with the victory against us, it's definitely them. And it's 90 minutes. It's not a whole season where we could easily come out on top. It's 90 minutes. Can they upset the apple cart? They're the first ones to get the shot off, so they do have that. But we're going to have a chance here. Jones, that one's cleared away. We are going to recover Schmizek. Another chance for Jones. Jones cuts in. Save. Out for the corner. Already the first 10 minutes are coming close to an end here. This is a home match for us. We are in our stadium, and no one is in good form right now, as it's been 4 weeks since the last league match. A lot of time has passed. It's going to affect both teams here. They would have had actually their playoff, I think, during this stretch, so they're going to be in a little bit better form. Great through ball, though. Good chance for Jones. Keeper gets a leg to that one and just pushes it wide of the post. Another corner kick. Cleared away. Another chance. Quintafera, Atkins, McFadden, long ball over the top for Brooks. He is going to get there first. Finds Trainer, but he's going to lay it off for McFadden. McFadden again pulls up to the line, then crosses. Jones gets there, heads it over the bar, out for the corner kick. And we are beginning, after first 10 minutes, looked a little slow, to assert ourselves. And there it is, Brody Bick with the breakthrough. I do have my 4 key guys that are leaving us after this match, all playing today. A little bit of a farewell for them. A little bit of a, hey, I want to make sure we win this trophy, take care of business. I'll be happy to sub those guys off before the end of the match to get their replacements for next season in. And some playing time as best as possible. But I wanted to make sure that not only do we give them a farewell, but we come away with the silverware. Jones takes it all the way by himself, coast to coast. And it's 2. Just barely 20 minutes played. 22nd minute, and Jones takes it to the outside, beats a second defender, and then he's got no angle. He's got no actually, he's got Trainer. He's got Trainer in a perfect position for a pretty easy chance, but he takes it himself, blasts it into the roof of the net for the second goal of the game. This time lays it off for McFadden. That cross is cleared away, but Redknapp quickly recovers. Gordon gets a close chance, and Bick with the header off the crossbar, but it's in, and it's 3. 3 goals in less than a 10-minute span here, and it's looking dominant. These guys don't know what's hit them. Good cross. Bick, perfectly placed ball in that upper corner. Literally inch perfect. Keeper was all over it, but because of how it was inch perfect, nothing he could do to stop it. After they got that first shot, I started to wonder how balanced this thing would be, but 6 in a row for us, including 3 goals on those 6 attempts. looking a little more threatening now. In fact, they get one back. Just 6 minutes later. This game is all over the place. It's 3-1. Mazone has beaten Schmuzek there. So Schmuzek's farewell match is going to end up with a not-so-great rating. Penreese, his rating dropped quite a bit on that one. Apparently he could have had better positioning and done more to shut that one down. There we are with Redknapp. He's got some space out wide. No. We don't take it. We recycle. Now McFadden finds Jones behind. That was definitely an onside. Trainer, that's blocked. And it goes sky high. Out for another corner kick. Can we get back to a 3-goal lead? Gordon has picked up a yellow. Maybe arguing? Thought they were offside. They were on. And now the game is starting to peter out a little bit, heading towards halftime. But with a 2-goal lead, it's definitely not assured that we've got the victory as of yet. But they've really only had one little moment there where they had a couple attempts, and the second one found the back of the net. And second half underway, just a few guys with some iffy ratings, but otherwise we've definitely had a good half. 3 goals is always a good half, especially against a team like this, like FC Bristol, that have been so difficult to beat throughout the season. Bick, great through ball for Jones. Jones decides to take it himself again. Didn't have great options to lay it off. Takes himself in a tight angle again, and here's that long ball for Mazone. This time he switches to the other side to Hughes, and Hughes squeezes it inside the post, and it's 3-2. We are entering the danger zone. We're only 3 minutes right now, so this was inside the 3rd minute of the second half. Lot of time, and now FC Bristol is showing what they're made of. Only 4 attempts. But they've got 2 goals. Only 2 on target, but they've got 2 goals. That long ball to Avenel was an easy grab for him. We were nowhere near it. And both times we've been beat, it was the same sort of play. It ended a little differently, but it started with a ball over the top from Mazone. As we come close to netting our 4th, but that one straight at the keeper. He's grateful there. Big takedown. Could be a straight red here. Studs up from behind, and it is. It's a straight red card. Their hopes and dreams seem to be petering out after that huge mistake. Murray with a red in the 58th minute. Just like that, 10 minutes go by. Jones crosses. Atkins. Oh, what a shot! Wow, that was a beautiful volley from Atkins. He's got just a little bend to that and plenty of dip on it, and it comes inside that left post. Just about up in the corner, too. Oh, no, that scraped the crossbar. Yeah, wow. That's twice. 2 goals we've had hit that crossbar. And with 10 men, that man advantage, and a 2-goal advantage, this has got to just about do it. I think it's time we make some moves here. Training with that clearance Bick, one-on-one. Let's go into those tactics. Let's see, who do we want to drop in? Mortland, obviously, I want to get him some experience, so we're going to get Brooks out of there. I can't stand Grigg, but do I want to waste a sub on him? Penreese on top for Bick. He's sitting on a hat trick. You know what? Let's let him finish it out. And Chris Webb. Man, Chris Webb. We're going to be relying on Chris Webb in goal. You know what? Let's make 3. Let's make 3. What do we have? It's Bick. It's got to be Bick. He's sitting on that hat trick, but it's got to be Bick. So there you go. 15-4 on the attempts. Entering the final minute of regulation. Gordon, good play there. Also, good job not to pick up a second yellow. Penreese onside. Oh, Goria! Big save from the keeper. Followed up with a tap-in miss from Gordon. Now, he doesn't have the easiest angle there, but it's a tap-in. If you've got to take a touch to get it right, take a touch and get it right. He's got a planet's width of space between him and the next player. That long ball, that is offside and off the post anyway. Wouldn't have amounted to a goal. We're into stoppage. About 1 minute to go. 2 minutes away from a trophy here. No, 1 minute away. 1 minute away. Avenel, long ball. Cleared away by Quintafera. McFadden, Mortland, now Jones keeping possession. I have not changed our instructions here. We should be time wasting here at the end and playing for set pieces. We don't need to bother with much else. Time's up and a 2-goal cushion. McFadden, trainer. Had a chance on that through ball, but we don't take it. Mortland. Lucky to get away with that one. I think the ref is ready to blow the final whistle. Jones. All the way back to the keeper. There it is. Final whistle. And second trophy of the year is ours. The Les Phillips Cup. 2 years running we have won the divisional trophy. 2 years, 2 doubles. 3 years, 5 trophies in all. But unlike last year where we only played for 2, this year we were playing for 4. Now obviously the FA Cup is not going to be one we have any expectations on winning, but we very much lost a trophy that the board expected we would win. But with the amount of higher divisions that were going to be involved, I think the expectations to come away winning were a bit unrealistic. We may have some quality players that are about to leave us, by the way. We may have some quality players, but it's not across the board. It's not the first 11. It's not the first team. It's a handful of guys. So the expectations to beat teams that are going to have better quality throughout their squad and on their bench than what we have seemed a bit much anyway, but we had an awfully early exit. Disappointing exit on that one. But hey, we've got 2 trophies this season. 17-4. It was a lot more dominant than what the final result was. The XG not really adding up for either team, but at least we were close to 3. They didn't even get half a goal. They only had 2 shots in the last hour or so, and both of them saw the back of the net. For the rest of this episode, we are going to get through our season review, and then of course there are 2 big changes on the horizon beyond just players that are leaving, and so we'll be taking a look at those opportunities as well. Moving up a higher level has really paid off. Corporate and hospitality income went up significantly, an extra 30K. Grand scheme of things is certainly not much, but competition prize money jumping from 1 to 10,000, and match day commercial also going up almost double from where it had been. We are still obscure in reputation, but winning a double, moving up a level is gonna, I think we've got to be getting close to outside of that obscure range. Fans player of the season goes to Ashley Jones, including young player of the season and signing of the season, as he was one of those 4 guys that we lost and then came back to us on loan, and they call that a signing of the season. Goal of the season, likewise going to Ashley Jones. He was all over it. He had the most assists with 37, but it was Donnell Traynor with 42 goals. That is a lot. Jones had 14 Man of the Match awards. Also had the highest rating at just over 8. You can see how effective we are at building from the back. Schmizek, another outgoing player. In fact, the entire group other than Traynor are all leaving us. 92 passes completed per 90 minutes, so more than 1 pass per minute for Schmizek. A lot of touches for a defensive player like that, for a center back. We also managed to break a number of records, 6 records broken this season. We're almost into enough seasons now that first 11 is starting to take on at least a more permanent image for it. But of course we've had one group of guys, and with intakes, there's not a lot of squad rotation happening, but of course that is beginning to change as 4 players are outbound this year. There's going to be 4 spots to replace, so we are for the first time starting to see a bit of squad evolution. McFadden, our best left back all time, guy's struggling. I would love to find a replacement for him, but Penreese is outgoing, Schmizek is outgoing, Atkins and Brooks in the middle there. Brooks is outgoing, Jones, and then McDonald, McLaren, and Bick. So I think with Jones's case, he's not one of the ones leaving us, is he? Is he one of the 4? You got Penreese, Schmizek, Brooks, and Bick, or do I have a 5th player? And I need to check on that if Jones is leaving as well, or was Jones one of those who walked away on a free, came back, and then we immediately signed him to a better contract? I think that's what happened. But there are now our former guys of McDonald and McLaren, and now a lot of the first 11 are going to be former players of this squad. So, new club vision to happen here. So we have develop players using the club's youth system. Really, I mean, that's literally all we've done. But when you have a number of players leave and then guys coming back on loan, it's weird about how that works. We did bring new guys in, but maybe not a ton, not enough of them this year. Certainly won't be a problem next year when we have 4 spots to fill here. All right, so we are on to expand stadium, which was one of those 2 things. I was talking about 2 things to do after we go through our review. One of them was I would like to either expand the stadium or improve the training facilities. And I was feeling that expanding the stadium needs to be the priority, the one we ask for first. If they deny it because we don't have enough finances, or if they deny it because they don't feel like doing it right now, then I go to the training. But I think improving our long-term financial prospects is going to be a little more important than the training at this particular moment. They want us to keep on going even though we are losing a number of players. The expectation next year is automatic promotion, but not winning the league. Just automatic promotion. That is interesting. And are they even accounting for the 4 players that are outgoing, or is that the squad as it is right now is only good enough for automatic promotion? We could be in for a challenge next year. Besides asking about the stadium expansion, which we will do here in just a moment, the other target was to make some staff changeover. It's time. A lot of these guys have been with us since season 2 or 3. I haven't made major changeover in the last little bit. When we had our automatic promotion from winning the league a couple months back, they expanded our coach limit from 3 to 4. And today, as we're heading up, they're now pushing it from 4 to 6, which is awesome. It's going to be great to fill those spots and get down to coaching just one category and having somebody kind of across the board in various areas. It's going to be really helpful for us. So not only are we going to be having changeover, but just new positions to fill in the first place is going to be really helpful for us. We have a rather small staff at the moment. So request number 1, expand the ground. We'll get that one underway. They'll let us know shortly. Request number 2, before even waiting to see what happens with the stadium, start a coaching course. They've turned me down the last couple of years in a row, fearing that I would be leaving the club behind. But as the club's reputation is growing, it may or may not be exceeding mine at this point. That's the one problem I have, is I have a growing reputation because I'm getting results for this team. Even though my attributes are literally bare minimum, I'm still probably the worst coach on the planet compared to everything else in the pool. 3rd year running, they immediately come back and say they're afraid that it's going to bring a bigger club in to request my services. It'd be nice if they knew that I have 0 intention of ever leaving this club. Stadium expansion is happening. It's been accepted. The cost is just shy of $500,000. We have nearly $2 million in the bank, so actually that's really only taking a quarter of what we have. Start date is a year from now, so it's going to be a year before they get that squared away, and then it'll take less than half a month, not too long to complete the project. Not a huge expansion by any stretch of the imagination, but better than the original time that we had this approved only to see it fall through. They were going to improve us by 100 seats this time, almost 350. 347 to be exact. 1347 will be the future capacity. That's really not much in terms of cost, and considering where we're at in terms of that growing fan base, that's a number that does make a certain amount of sense. And if we're expanding our capacity by just over 33%, right, 34.7% to be exact, that's a healthy increase to the money that the club will bring in, especially if we are already somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 1300 fans, as that portion is growing. So we're already nearly filling out that stadium. Definitely a good amount of extra income coming from that. I'll be happy with that. That'll help pay for things as we go forward. But of course, the biggest source of income for us is going to be those sell-on clauses. As of right now, we haven't collected any. McDonald's been gone technically for a year and a half now. McLaren, 2.5 years since we officially sold him. We can now collect $4.31 million. So his value is rising. So as we continue and kind of hold out on this selling of that clause, there's over 4 million now where it was 3 before. So his value is definitely increasing. I'm going to try to hold out a little bit longer. If we get through this next transfer window this summer and we get into the beginning of next season, it might be where we decide to sit on that one. But I think he's got to be getting pretty close to going to a much bigger club, going to a Premier League side in particular. Taking a look at the board and trying to decide what direction I want to go with changes for the coming season coaching staff. First thing is we're going to have 3 additional spots. And that second thing is some of these guys may not get re-signed. I can recycle and change them and find better staff. Also, another thing that's been happening is under the hood, we've been hiring more U21s coaches, U23 coaches, a little bit. They have bare bones staff, but those bare bones staff are now contributing at the senior level coaching staff wise as well. First thing that stands out to me is I definitely need a second fitness coach. The one guy that we have right now might have high discipline, but he's a 5 in fitness. So I could probably not only replace him, but turn it into 2 spots. One guy to handle the strength, one to handle the quickness, and we should get quite a boost when it comes to that department. Now, another thing obviously to consider is workload. Some of these, it's easier to have the workload spread out. In others, if you're only coaching one category, it's usually not too bad. But if you have a pretty big squad, there's going to be reason to need 2 coaches per category. Overall, though, coaching quality I think matters a little bit more, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen the tests on kind of how that all works. But anyway, our breakdown of what we have going on and where we're at right now is we're starting to get into the 2 to 2.5 star and even 1 category at 3 stars. So we definitely are not going to be doing anything here. Lewis Dean, an under 21s coach, is coming in with 10s defensive and technical. That's a big plus for us. That's a big coup from where we were at just a couple seasons ago. But we've got 2.5 star quality in a number of areas now. I think where we need to look to make changes are these 2-star and below. I'm the weakest one, but hey, I'm finally out of half-star quality. I'm down to coaching a single category: possession, technical, and look at my attributes. They're improving. My determination behind face cam, 14, discipline, 3, motivating, 7. Cutting down the categories a little bit has finally put me as a coach in a position where not only are players making progress, but I am making progress. Attacking, defensive, 4s. Mental, technical, tactical, all 4s. This was all 1s across the board. I think I had a 2 in fitness and 1s in everything else, I believe, last time we were out here. Motivating was a 5 or a 6. It's up to a 7. That, of course, largely is coming through those halftime team talks or pregame team talks. The discipline was not there before. I think it was a 2. It's now a 3. People management is improving. It's a 6. And that determination, I think I might have pushed to a 14 late last season. So that one's been there for a while. Hopefully we'll hit a 15 before too long because, well, for one, we need to influence the board, and that's the key to doing that one. But I'm loving it. I'm making progress, but I need to find somebody else to also coach the same sort of category as myself. I can work to still ease the pressure off of some others, but there's 1 spot to fill, second fitness coach, and then from there, what we do with that third one is yet to be decided. But definitely those 5 right-hand columns are the ones that we want to address with some coaching staff changes this offseason. This summer will be the great decider how many more players leave us. I think we can handle losing 4. I'm just not sure we can handle losing much more than that. We're still going to have Ashley Jones as it is right now. We're still going to have Quintafera as it is right now, and Trainer. Those are going to be key guys going forward. Redknapp, who is getting better and better. Gordon is definitely improving, but that's where that drop-off is. You got 4 guys left on the roster that are going to be an 80 plus, with Quintafera already over 100. But then it falls off, 70 or below. 5 guys in that range. Thornhill closing in on a 60, but Webb, weak to be coming in and taking over as a starting center back. Mortland, also a bit weak, but he is making progress and catching up on Thornhill. I think Thornhill started his career in the mid-50s. He's still only a 58. I think Mortland was 45, 46 when I brought him up. And so I think he's got the ability to develop a bit faster. My only hopes, my replacements are all going to be coming out of this squad, out of this under 18s, which is a little bloated since we had that intake right now. Of course, that will sort itself out soon. A lot of those under 21s and under 23s players, it's just time to part ways. I will be letting them go. We'll vacate those roster spots. These under 18s, a few of them are going to be going up to the senior squad. I had quite a few of them are going to be pushing up into the under 21s for the coming season. Some of them are 18 anyway. Kasango Mutombo, if I don't bring him up, I haven't made any decisions yet on who's coming to the senior squad, but if I don't bring him up, he's absolutely going to the under 21s. Decisions to be made. But in terms of potential ability, not a lot of guys here with 100 plus. I mean, I'm looking at, 5 off the top of my head? Handful that are 90s, so, there are some more options there. But in terms of that current ability, only 2 players exceeding 50 and barely. So we are definitely going to be a weaker team at the start of next season than we were throughout this season, playing at a higher level. It's going to be a big ask. It's going to be a very big ask. But we'll see if we can pull it off. I'm excited for the season to come because we've had a few seasons on cruise control. It's time to turn off that cruise control. I think we are going to see a challenge for sure. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.